Hello everyone, this is Rashmi, and we are going to talk about an interactive map project using Makey and Scratch. This is one of the challenge that we had to create a globally interactive map about a topic that is very close to your heart. You have to do some research. You'll be using technology tools such as Scratch and Makey to make your interactive map. So my daughter, who's 6 years old, is in kindergarten, um, is an active volunteer with Smile Train organization, which is an organization, an international organization, children's charity, which allows for sustainable approach towards supporting kids with cleft lip or cleft palate. And so we've been working with them. Me and my mother have been working with them for past 12 years, and Ria has joined us as well. So she wanted to make her Scratch project or interactive map project about cleft data and around the globe, and sort of give a quick introduction to what a Smile Train organization does. So let's see inside. Our approach is that we are going to create a Scratch project, which will then connect to Makey, and we'll also have a physical map of the world, and we'll be able to connect brads, which are essentially metallic pins through different countries, so such as India, China, we can America, we can connect it to as many locations as we like. Then we will connect it to a Makey, and then which will then activate the Scratch program and the information that Ria has already recorded. So to start the project, we are going to open up our Scratch 3.0, name our project. In this case, it's Ria Interactive Map Project for Smile Train. As you can see, there is a backdrop in here that we've chosen. Ria liked this world map, and then she has some messaging right here. And as you can see, you can edit some of this. So it's smiletrain.com, not smile double L-E train.com. So you can, of course, like any text editor, you can edit the text that you write. You also bring in your backdrops. Either you can upload a backdrop, or you can, use the existing backdrops which are in here. So you can choose from any of these backdrops, or you can paint a backdrop right in here. I have brought in some images which will be useful for our project here already. So let's go back to the image. It's called the World 2. Let's go to the code. For the sprite, what I wanted is an image of Ria and Adi. So in this case, as you can see, the costumes, you can upload a costume right here. You can choose a costume from the library, or you can upload it. I uploaded an image, and then we resized it to fit in to the corner where we wanted it. So now we go back to the code, and we will be putting in our code right here in the sprite. So the basic project plan is that when I click my green flag, I will be able to choose the key that I press on my Makey, say a space key and an up arrow key. And for that choice, I should be able to activate, either an introduction to the project, or if I want some information about the country that I'm talking about, I should be able to do that. So let's begin. We are going to go into the, let's say, control, and I'm going to, when green flag is clicked, right? I always want to start with this backdrop. So I'm going to make sure that my backdrop is the one that I've chosen. In this case, it is World 2. So I'm going to be switching that backdrop just in case during the program my backdrop changes. I want to make sure I land back right here when my project begins. So I switched it to the World 2. Then I'm going to go to my controls. I'm going to use a forever loop, right? And then I'm going to start using my if. in this case, I also want to use a key. When I press my space key, I would like to play um, I would like to play a sound. So let's say sounds. Ria had already recorded a few sounds, and the way you do that is you go in here, you choose the record button, or you can upload a recording as well. But if you press in here, you should be able to record a sound which sounds, basically about an introduction. So in this case, let's play one of the introductions that Ria has recorded.
Do you know that hundreds of kids all around the world need cleft surgeries?
So that's how we have recorded. You can use the trim right here to edit your recording, but we have a few recordings right in here that we can use. So in this case, when the space key is pressed, I want to play a sound, which is, let's say, the introduction one. And I would like to play another introduction. Okay, so this looks pretty good. I'm going to play my green flag, and when I press my space key, either on my Makey or on my computer.
My name is hundred.
Uh-oh. What's happening is multiple sounds, that is intro 1 and intro 2, are playing at the same time. So we need to use a command which is like play sound until done. So let's get these out, and when I play this, and I say intro 1, then I bring in another block of play sound. I say intro 2, and let's say for intro 1, I also want to bring in a backdrop, which would be about, let's say, which would be about the smile train. Okay, and then I also want to bring the backdrop. When it changes, I would like it to change to what is cleft. Okay, so she plays the intro. So let's say we have this code in here. Let's play it.
My name is Pimprikar-Vartak, and I am in kindergarten. I love Scratch, and here is my project for Smile Train and my mom and auntie. Do you know that hundreds of kids all around the world need cleft surgery?
So you can see that as she's playing the second intro, we change the backdrop to what it is about, and you can do the same changes as you go now. So this is our first sort of recording. Now let's get another flip if block right here. And in here, I'm going to press the key. Let's say up arrow key. Okay. In this case, when I press the up arrow key, I would like it to go to the backdrop. So let's go to the backdrop about, say, India. Okay, so let's switch a backdrop to India. And I also want to have a recording about India. So I already had recorded about India, but I'm going to close that. Sorry. I'm going to record thing about India. So here we go. For 18 years, cleft surgeries have been performed in India. There are over 36,000 incidents of a birth with cleft happening every year. Over 579,000 surgeries have been performed since 18 years. There are 210 active surgeons in India and over 155 partner hospitals that perform cleft surgeries. It is one of the biggest non-profit supported effort and Smile Train plays a big part in supporting the kids with cleft lip and cleft palate. So these handles would allow me to record or edit my recording, and I'm going to play. For 18 years, cleft surgeries have been performed in India. So I'm fairly good, okay with my recording. So I'm going to play, save it, and I'm going to name it as India 1. Okay. Now I'm going to go into my code. I'm going to go to my sounds, bring in play sound, and say India 1. Okay. So now I have my space key activated and my up arrow key activated. So now let's see, go back to my backdrop, and I'm going to play. And when I press my up arrow key, it should now show me information about India and play the recording that I have. So I'm going to go in here and stop. Make sure I play this. I'm pressing my up arrow key. For 18 years, cleft surgeries have been performed in India. There are over 36,000 incidents of birth with cleft happening every year. So it essentially connects back to the data that I have, the image that I have, which is my backdrop, and it also plays the recording that I connected in here. Now, if I play my green flag, it will bring me back to the world map because I have the switch backdrop to the world 2. Now, if I play my space key, which is what I have in here.
My name is Pimprikar-Vartak, and
it's going to play the introduction that I have recorded, Ria's recorded, and it's going to change the images or backdrops according to that. At the end of every backdrop, I could also, at the end of every if statement, I could change the backdrop right back to the world so that there is some consistency as you're choosing options, right? So we will have the world right here, and it will record the needed information as we go along. So for China, for North America, we're probably going to have one for Mongolia and maybe one more country. So we will be doing at least 5 connection points to talk about this project. Now that we have built the Scratch project, I'm going to take a quick minute to connect the Scratch project to the map and the brads that we have created already. And then I'll be right back with the original project so that we can see the physical interactivity and the connection to the Scratch program. And then by touching the brads, we should be able to activate the Scratch program. So give me a quick second. This is Ria's Smile Train project. Here is how we've done the Makey connections right here. And we've used paper fasteners to indicate the cities and or the countries that are included. And here is our program that we wrote. So, Ria, can you please touch the, can you please play the program and touch the introduction? Yeah?
my name is Pimprikar-Vartak.
Nicely done, Ryu.
I am in kindergarten.
Can you please touch the India tree? Thank you for watching the webinar. This is by Rashmi and Ria for the Global Interactive Heritage Map. We look forward to connecting with you next time with a more advanced game programming project connecting Scratch and Makey. Thank you again.